So there's this website called CityQuiz.io, formerly known as iafisher.com, in which you try to see how many cities you can name. And they've got a wide variety of quizzes available. You know, you can test out your world, different continents, but I usually specifically test my knowledge on the US. And last year when I was doing a run to see how many cities, towns, villages, etc. I can name in the US, I was like, what if I, recorded this, kept track of it, and then a year see how many more I could name. Here's that video. So right now we're looking at my 2023 run. This was finished on January 31st of 2023. It definitely wasn't done all in one sitting because it was probably, 6 hours of typing at least. I hope you enjoy. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit, and then at the end I'll compare. I don't know. I just enjoy memorizing city names. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just like knowing that places exist. I don't know anything about most of them. I just know that they exist and vaguely where they are. It's also funny, on some states I'm like really jittery and I'm like checking, make sure I haven't missed any, and then some I'm like, I don't know, I know like 20 here. Here's the finished map. In total, I named 3,502 US cities and towns and villages and CDPs and what have you. And here's some stats they keep track of just for fun. Here's the smallest cities I was able to name. 17 with a population of 0. That's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of a fun stat. A lot of them were in Montana. A lot of them are Hutterite colonies that are on the census for some reason. Another fun one, the rarest cities. Interesting that old agency is the rarest in Montana and not any of the Hutterite colonies. I guess enough people are just memorizing Hutterite colonies and typing it in. I don't know. Here's my state-by-state breakdown for how many cities I was able to name in each state. And here's a map I made to kind of visualize it, sorted it into ranges. But you can see I definitely know a lot more in the west and more in the north. The notable outlier, of course, being Florida. Texas it's still kind of western. I also kept track of the percentages of the total amount of cities and stuff you can name in each state. You can pause here and see an actual breakdown of the percentages. Montana and DC, both 100%. A couple other ones there, boring Montana, I don't have the most in them, but I did name a decent percentage. And in Nevada, almost 100%. I used to know all of them, but I kind of forgot. And even the huge amounts I know in California is barely over 10%. No, a decent number of Texas, still not even 10%. There's just that many. Also, Rhode Island being a notable outlier is kind of funny, because there's so little, and I did try to memorize most of them at one point. And now we're looking at the 2024 run. Once again, couldn't do it all in one sitting, so it took over a course of a week. And, we're just gonna go through and watch me name cities again. And, look at that. Now, did I try memorizing some cities? I feel like I did, at some points in the year, and most of the times I forgot about this project. And so, yeah, I didn't really actively try to memorize that many cities. I did in a couple states, as you'll see later on when I look at the most improved section. We're gonna do yearbook superlatives, I guess. And then some of these are just, kind of things I learned about. Maybe I had an interesting GeoGuess around there. Some stood out about them. Maybe just it's stuck in the back of my brain. Whatever the reason. And I did try to learn cities in a couple of states, but I also tried to learn, like, oh, which states have all the Springfields and which ones have all the Franklins, and I vaguely remembered some of them. Didn't always, but I tried. Here we get to Montana again, starting off with the colonies this time in Montana, getting those out of the way, and then filling in the rest of the state. Look at those little dots go. Now Montana is probably the most edited because I did cut out decent chunks where it's just me going, wait, what did I miss? Because while I do know everything in Montana, I'll like do my initial run and then see I'm missing like 30 or something, and it's like, great, now I gotta go back and scan the whole state to see what I missed. It's a whole thing, trying to remember all of them. New Mexico is interesting because it's probably like the one western state I don't have a pattern for. I feel like every other western state I have a pattern where I would go like, okay, I'll do like this belt of cities and then this and that, and then New Mexico I'm just like, I'll just name whatever. I have also realized I forgot a couple immediately after doing this, so... Maybe I'll make this like a yearly tradition or something, like, oh, see how many I can memorize every year. And if the big plan I have for this year ends up happening, then I'll probably end up knowing a lot more by the end of the year. So stay tuned. Subscribe so you can wait a full year to see if I do this again. I've got a little over 3,800 heading into Wyoming. Can I reach the milestone of 4,000? I'm here, I'm gonna slow down the footage as I name my 4,000th city, Sundance, Wyoming. And then that's where I stopped recording, and I did remember a few over the course of the next couple of days before I finished it once again on January 31st, 2024. So, full year between them. Now let's take a look at the stats for 2024. In total this year, I named 4,131 US cities. And to answer the question at the beginning of the video and the title, I learned 629 cities over the course of the year. Now, I probably forgot some and learned some different ones, but the important thing is there is a net difference of 629 cities. That's pretty good, I think. Now let's take a look at the fun stats. So for the small cities, this time I was able to name 18 with a population of 0. Oh my. Stepped up my game there. The rare cities I don't think are that different. I think the only two new ones are San Carlos 1 and 2. Here's the state and numbers total breakdown. You can pause and check that out if you want for a certain state. Not too many shakeups in terms of positioning, I don't think. Except for Wyoming and Idaho did, I think. And Oregon. I think Oregon jumped a lot of places up. It's hard to get a screenshot of the whole list next to each other. Now, if we take a look at the percent map, I can see it's changed a little bit. I did want to keep it a consistent scale, so it doesn't always... Now, with having a decent amount over 100, I feel like I might need to shift the scale next year. Quite a few over 100, and a couple over 200 now. Colorado joining Utah. Wyoming, I tried memorizing all at one point, but, forgot a decent chunk. I really wanted that one to be over 200, but they barely have over 200 anyways, so... Now, the percent map, most of the US doesn't look that different. I definitely improved my percentages on some western states by a decent amount. And then here you can see the percentages for the 2024 run. And once again, Pennsylvania is at the bottom because they have so many. So right now you can see the total differences and the percent differences. Right now it's sorted by percent difference. So basically, which one improved the most at. So, I improved the most at Wyoming, learning almost half of all the cities in Wyoming in the past year. And then Idaho, then Utah and Oregon, and then after that it's pretty minuscule if I improved or not, you know, a lot of single digits there, or like none, or not even a full % improvement. And then there's some I didn't improve at all. Arkansas, Montana, North Carolina, and West Virginia didn't get any better at. But I didn't get any worse, at least, because New Mexico, South Dakota, Indiana, and Nevada I actually decreased in. So yeah, I don't know what's up with Indiana. I don't know how I knew 6 whole cities that I just didn't name this time. And Nevada, I just haven't practiced, so slowly deteriorating. Anyways, thanks for watching. As I said, maybe I'll do this next year. We'll see. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed more geography content. I might make a separate channel for shorts. We'll see. Other Ocean Man social media is in the description. And yeah, big project this year in the summer. Stay tuned.